Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited about today because I'm excited every day that I get to hang out with you guys. But I am especially excited today because I love our speaker, and I'm going to talk about her in just a second. But I wanted to kind of go through a couple of points to set it up. So I saw this on Facebook. The purpose of life is the expansion of happiness. And, I talk about it every day, happiness. I talk about being grateful. I talk about these small things that, sometimes you can go through your day and go, I don't know if that really is working or that really is, that important. But, the brightest minds in the world, the people that are the most successful, have a system of gratitude and happiness in their life, and they practice it on a daily basis. So the speaker today is one of our masterminds, and she sent me something which I'm going to talk about in a second, and it was all about core purpose and why. And so I found this slide, and it's if you guys take notes on this mastermind, or if things certain days speak to you, and certain days you think, oh, that was really important for me to see or hear, or something that I think I can do or implement. The core purpose, the why, we talk about a lot in business. We talk a lot about that in life. And it's not really what you do, it's why you do it, which drives people to where they want to go. And so I was reminded of that, again and again and again, as we share our stories, and as we read, and as we look at life, and as we look at what, success means to us. The why is one of the most important things, and it really does supersede all of the other things like fear and things that come into our life on a daily basis, which is what, sabotages us to get to our potential. And being a self-saboteur is not something that is only by certain people. It happens to all of us. It is something that comes into your life based on fear. But if you can really identify your why, if you really have your core purpose, why you're doing something, that will drive you through that fear. And it'll drive you through that initial part where you think, I don't know if I can do this, to the part where you go, oh my gosh, not only can I do this, but I can thrive at this, and I can really make a difference, and I can make some change. And so when I was at a conference several months ago with Jack Canfield, he talked a lot about that. He talked about his own fear-based things that happened to him. And he went through 144 publishers to get to his first published book, which was Chicken Soup for the Soul, which, by the way, put him on the map as not only, a best-selling author, but he began to really visualize and have his purpose of going out there and helping a lot of people, millions and millions of people in many, many, many countries. So, but he was rejected 144 times, like a hard rejection. And, Steven Spielberg was rejected 2 times with the USC Film School. And by the way, he's one of the most profound directors of our time. And he didn't give up. He wanted to go to USC. He wanted that to be a place where, by the way, he instilled all of the relationships that he has today. The people that he uses on his films are the same people of the people that he met at the USC Film School. And he mentors people back there. So he went back there. So a couple days ago, I was sent a text from one of our masterminds and our brand partners. And I loved it because she said, hi, Annie, happy Sunday. I just had to share this with you. That was part of her text. And it was Howard Schultz talking to Oprah Winfrey on Super Soul Sunday. And this was a podcast, which I was not a member of the podcast, but I was able to listen to it. And I went on the website, and there's lots of great, interviews, of course, that Oprah does. But this was especially good because it really was relatable to, a lot of it aligned a lot with, what our core values are, and a lot of the people that we know, and why we do the things we do. And that's kind of what Jen was talking about when she sent it to me. She said, this really aligns with Nerium. And so, I had taken a picture at Jack Canfield's seminar that Howard Schultz gave up if he had given up after being turned down by 242 banks. there would be no Starbucks. And what happened really quickly, and then I'm going to turn it over to Jen, was, he wasn't the owner of the original Starbucks. It wasn't a place where you went and got coffee. It was actually, a coffee maker, like a coffee bean maker. And, he had the vision of really putting this together. And when they wanted to sell it to him, it was not cheap. He had to get loans. He had no money, but he had a very big purpose. He had a very big why. And he talks about that on Super Soul Sunday. So before I bring on Jen, I wanted to tell you that one of the ways that you can really delve deep into your core purpose, and you can really look at where you're at and why you're doing the things you're doing, is by utilizing this little kind of 4 things. So you want to write down what it is you do. What do you do every day? Define it. And then why is that important to you? Why do you do what you do? And why do you want to do what you do? And really go deep into that, okay? And then ask the why question 5 times to yourself. Really, as you keep asking yourself, you will think of more things to really delve deeper into you. Review all the different answers with your team, searching for the answer that resonates most, and that will generate the passion and get to the heart of your organization. That's your core purpose. And so when you have a core purpose and you're building a team, you want that core purpose to align with most, okay? It's not going to align with every single person, but it is going to align with most. And that's where you can all be on the same trajectory to success. So I really appreciated Jen bringing this Super Soul Sunday to me. Her personality, the way she is as a human being is so refreshing and so full of light and just incredible positivity. I met her several months ago in San Francisco. I just got to be with her a few weeks ago up there, and she is building an amazing team of amazing people in San Francisco, and it's her energy and her excitement and all the things that she does. So I put a couple pictures here. Her and Caroline were doing a Sharpie test. They did a video and it was adorable. So you guys can find that on Facebook if you want to take a look at it. And they also made some amazing connections at a fair that they were at. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Jen Ireland, and I really just appreciate you sharing today and giving us all of your little nuggets. So here we go. Jen Ireland.
Mute myself. Hi, thank you, Annie. Thanks for having me. So just a little bit of background of who I am and when I started Nerium. So I'm a emergency room nurse that I've been doing that for 14 years, and I was introduced to Nerium through Bianca. And I saw this opportunity to incorporate wellness into my life, and it to be a great parallel to taking care of sick people in the ER. I wanted to help people in the wellness area. So that was my first why. So again, with Nerium, I've started listening to Oprah's Super Soul Sundays, which I feel is part of my personal development. I turn it on my way home from work at midnight, and I also turn it on when I'm heading to work at 2 o'clock. So the Howard Schultz Super Soul Sunday really spoke to me, because I felt like a lot of his core principles aligned with Nerium, where he started off by saying that the reason why he wanted to build a company with people building a sense of community and stuff is because his father had a job, and he was a delivery truck driver, and he fell on a sheet of ice and broke his hip. And he was then let go from his job with no financial support and no medical coverage. And that really spoke to me as a nurse, taking care of people all the time that don't have medical care coverage. And Howard Schultz really felt like this was fracturing the American dream. It really left his family vulnerable. And he felt that he had a calling to build a company and culture that his father would be proud of. So I really felt like that was a huge, huge why, which his why probably started when he was really, really young. So, Starbucks became the first company that provided comprehensive healthcare coverage and ownership for its part-time workers. So I didn't know this about Starbucks, so now I'm not feeling as bad buying my $5 cups of coffee at Starbucks. But and also that he didn't. It didn't come easy to him. He was an employee of Starbucks and was hired as their marketing director, which then led him to Italy, where he learned the art of coffee. And he really saw an opportunity where he wanted to have people connecting over cups of coffee, building a sense of community and meeting of people. And like Annie said, he got turned down by over 200 investors, saying no to him pitching his idea. And so he said also he went around talking to everybody and anybody that he could ever talk to. And he just didn't care. He had no sense of fear that people were going to say no. He just said he has the passion, love, and desire, and this unbridled enthusiasm and desire that he had to do this. And that's what led him to where Starbucks became what Starbucks is. And then I guess in 2007, with everything else, the stocks dropped and stuff in Starbucks. And he stepped down from being the CEO. He felt like something was missing in the company, and he felt like Starbucks had gotten away with where it was in the roots of who Starbucks was. He said the pursuit of profit became the reason. And I mean, I just feel like for someone of his caliber, to realize that is pretty huge, that he really wanted to get back down to the roots of what made Starbucks. So he gathered a bunch of people, the managers and the owners of different Starbucks all over the world, and kind of I felt like he had where Nerium has their gatherings, that he got everybody together and said that we have to be personally accountable for who and what Starbucks is. He empowered the people, and he said that he built this tidal wave of motivation to be humble and hungry at the same time. And Oprah asked him if he ever had any self-doubt about Starbucks crumbling, and he said no. His belief was even stronger. So he, again, said that you need to build a team of people with like-minded values, and that not everyone deserves to be on the team. And I feel that same way with building our teams here with Nerium. Not everyone is going to have the same values and the same direction that you have. But he said you need, short-term success does not create and build long-term value. So he just had so many highlighted points that really resonated with me. And he said that everything matters. He had a quote in the Super Soul Sunday he said, you are not pushing people to come with you. You are bringing people along in the journey because they think there is something in it for them, and you are committed to that. He also said, as a leader, you have to be vulnerable, and vulnerability and transparency are the keys to leadership, where you share your soul and your conscience and not to be afraid of it. So I felt like that was really poignant of someone such as Howard Schultz to be sharing this information with everybody. And then Oprah asked him, what is the lesson that took you the longest to learn? And he said, success is best when it's shared. Learn it and teach it. And that just gave me goosebumps, because that's what Nerium is built on. That's what relationship marketing is built on. And you're helping people build their business and build their team which I just think is just an amazing foundation. I didn't even know anything about relationship marketing before I heard about Nerium. So I'm going to, share proudly that I'm in relationship marketing and not be cowered away from people making me feel, that I should have self-doubts about relationship marketing and comparing me to, I'm sure everyone on the Zoom has heard are you in a marketing scheme, or I'm just not letting anybody, turn me away from what I feel Nerium has and what we know Nerium has. So thank you, Annie, for letting me share a little bit of this Super Soul Sunday. I appreciate it.
Well, Jen, I absolutely love what you shared. I have to say that all of those nuggets in there are just incredible examples, as you said, of what, is common ground here with Nerium and what we're all trying to do. And I know the founder, Jeff Olson, I felt like I wanted to text him that interview as well. I think I might, because I think it's such a great reminder for people to really understand that, you have to have a purpose, and you have to have a purpose that you're willing to share with people. And I'm like you, Jen. I felt like being vulnerable about what it is you're feeling and what you want people to know on why you're doing it, may seem like it's a vulnerability, but really it's a strength. And so I appreciate you taking the time today, because I know how busy you are in the morning getting your kids off to school, but I'm pretty sure everybody really, really appreciated you talking about that and really sharing that with us. So thank you for taking that time. And I just want to, does anyone have any questions or comments for Jen?
Hi, Annie. It's Janet.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Jen. Oh my gosh, that was a great presentation. You're amazing. I love working with you. And what I heard so loud and clear was your belief. Like, that without a shadow of a doubt that this is not just the vehicle, but your passion just totally shined through on this call today. And that's a lesson for all of us, because that is really why we have to really dig in. Why are we doing this? And the examples like Howard Schultz and so many other people, I mean, this is just awesome. So thank you so much for sharing your heart.
Jen, you're amazing. I was in tears. You're just incredible to watch, and thank you for sharing.
Anybody else?
Hey Jen, it's Sandy Cooper here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Amazing presentation. The Oprah Winfrey Soul Sunday. Where would I find that?
So I found it in my podcast, and then just put in Oprah's Super Soul Sundays.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks so much.
Hey, Jen, this is Susan, Chicago. That was an amazing, I took notes like crazy. And I just want to say, with your kids going in the background and the dog going in the background, you just exemplify focus. And being an ER nurse, I'm sure you have to do that. You have a lot of chaos going on around you. But boy, you just carry it through everything. So that was amazing. So thanks for, you were an example while you were talking. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I just want to agree with everybody, Jen. You were fabulous. And I have to just say that if anybody on the call here that has any nurses, I have lots of nurses in my family that just say, oh no, this wouldn't be for me. This would be an amazing third-party tool. I'm going to send to them to show them the heart of nurses. And it's so much more than just the ER room. And that this can be around your family. This could be for others for health and wellness. And so, Jen, you were fabulous. Thank you. And Annie, thank you for having her on. Amazing.
Well, yeah, I honestly, I want everybody to share on this mastermind because that's what a mastermind is all about. And I was so grateful that Jen sent me that text because not only did I feel like I was honored that she wanted to share that with me, but I thought immediately, wow, that would be amazing, amazing for all of us to hear, you know, and to be reminded of just what is so important, right, in everything that we're doing. So I really, really, really appreciate that, Jen, so much. And I want to say before we hang up, happy birthday to Lori Bell. She is 50 years old today, and that is a great accomplishment. You're in the 50-year-old club. So I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. And I know everybody here wishes you all the best and happy birthday. And we will see you all tomorrow. And I can just say how grateful, I'm just full of nothing but gratitude, Jen, for you today, for sharing with all of us and pouring your heart into ours. So thank you very much. Okay, guys.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Annie.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me share.
Oh my gosh, love it.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Annie. Happy birthday, Lori. Thank you, guys. And I'm telling you what, Jen, best birthday gift ever, girl. I'm not even kidding. I needed that so much today. Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Powerful stuff.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jen. I'm like so emotional. I just touched me.
Okay, get your clothes.